Okay, boys and girls, we are back. We had a really rough day yesterday. Today, I have reset a couple of accounts. We're gonna go at it again. No giving up here. Um, Fortunately, I was able to get some accounts going. I did find out too. I also have two funded accounts that have three resets available on them. That is going to be a significant amount of additional capital to be able to get those active and ready to work on payouts right away. But with that in mind, um, at least we're back on the board and playing again, back in the game, back in the sandbox, so to speak, and able to step up to the plate and take some more swings. So, with that in mind, we are going to um, go through and we are going to mark out our areas of liquidity here. And from the looks of it, we had a very narrow range in the last trading session. That's uh, that's really something, yeah. Looks like we just now came down and took out New York lows from yesterday. I'm still going to mark these out because I want these to be significant points to be aware of as the trading day goes. Looks like London repeated what London did yesterday based on what we have here, almost identically. So again, um, we had New York take out some lows. Yesterday's market toward the end of the day, the rest of it very narrow range. So interesting day yesterday. A lot of people ran into some trouble apparently yesterday. I was definitely one of those that got absolutely smoked. And so, with that in mind, we are just going to we're just going to you know stick to our plan and trade as we always try to trade, which is with discipline and with patience and with good psychology. So, my dogs are tripping. I might have to go admonish them. Tuesday is our trash day, so we'll do that. There it is. Wow, that's really crazy. Holy smokes. This is a pain in the butt trying to get this. There we go. Goodness gracious already. Oh, it's because I'm on the 1 minute time frame. Well, that's not helpful. There we go. Good grief. All right. So now I can go back to here. Oh, seriously? Ay, ay, ay. Now that we can actually start seeing something. Okay. NASDAQ has already taken out its own London lows and looks like it took out New York session from yesterday. So it looks like we have an early liquidity sweep. Something that's dipped below and pretty much taken that liquidity right from there. It's going to hang out there for a little bit, probably through market open. We'll see if we can keep continuing down from there. I'm thinking we are. We're going to take a dip, come down, come back up. I think we're definitely in a downtrend here. I think the 4 hour has now confirmed, or I'm sorry, the 1 hour and the others are confirming what the 4 hour was showing all along. So let's take a quick look at that. Look at the 1 hour real quick. Okay, so as you can see, definitely a downtrend. Down here, we didn't quite have the break of structure, but we definitely did here. And we had the break of structure here. We came back up. Actually came back up here and broke again, but down. Came back up, but no, this is actually still a downtrend. So yeah, hourly is a downtrend. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours. Downtrend. It's a lazy downtrend, but it's a downtrend. Yeah, I would expect this to drop down into here. We got 4 hour lows right there. I'm going to mark that off. We got a 4 hour low right here. Can't ignore that. Let's see. High and a low is a high. High and a low is a high. Okay. Let's look at 4 hour over here. So definitely a definitely a downtrend. We got market open. We got our sweep of liquidity right there. I'm going to go to the 5 minute real quick. So we could be looking at trying to get to these highs as additional sweep, but I'm not confident about that. We got to see if we get a break of structure here. Maybe we get a trade. Wow, we're good Lord. Okay, with something moving that aggressively, I'm not even going to mess with it. Haven't had enough time to look at what's going on here and make any kind of assessment, so I'm not going to not going to prejudge anything. Okay, so S&P is not making the move that NASDAQ is. NASDAQ wants to go. S&P is disagreeing and wants to continue, wants to continue its confirmation of sweep here. See if we have any red folder news today. There you go. Okay. Doesn't look like anything major, so. All right, we literally have them going in opposite directions, so we are going to sit and chill. NASDAQ's going absolutely crazy. Ooh. How many of you took a long out of the gates with NASDAQ? Man, that's a move right there. That's funny. NASDAQ makes a crazy 150 point move, and the news that comes out is that the S&P falls. Yeah, they open lower, but they're going higher. News. Of course, they open lower. Normally, I'd be inclined to take a sale here, but this thing wants to keep going higher, so I'm not taking a chance. We could look at the 1 minute and see. I mean, we breached a bunch of gaps there. Wow. Just going nutty, isn't it? This would be the spot right here. Well, that's a take profit for anybody who went long after that move. Has it got another one in it? We're heading straight for London, aren't we? Hmm. Not wasting any time. I'm going to have a bunch of longs coming in right now. And I'm sure we'll get to London eventually, but looks like we're making a stop at all the liquidity points. I don't know if I want to buy here. Okay, dip into equilibrium. We'll see if it inverses this gap. I'm going to take a short.
Order filled.
Okay.
Order filled.
There's some resistance there, so I stopped. Probably could have gotten down to this gap, but I think that was probably a pretty good move on that one. Let's switch to the 83 account and see if we can do the same thing. Okay, we see that resistance. Now we're going to see if we can. Are we heading back down or are we going up? All right, yeah. We get a candle that closes below this area of low resistance, I think we might have a shot, and then we'll be testing this gap right here. See if we can get a candle to close below that. Because right now we're stuck in a big support area. See if we can break support. Okay. We passed into it. We didn't quite break it. I'm gonna wait. I want to wait for a candle to close below that area of support. If we get that, we're good for a quick short into that gap, and then we can just take a quick scalp. We should be, yeah, we should be good here. Okay. Oh my goodness, those dogs. All right, we see this break down and we should be good for another short. We're going to test a gap going up. I don't know if we're going to do that yet, so we'll take a look. I'll keep my, whoop, hang on. We might get our closure here. Okay, I'm going to take the short.
Order filled.
I want to see that go into that gap. I think we're going to test that gap. There we go. Okay, closing below, so now we should dip pretty good here. No, we're just testing that again. At least I got my stop now, so that's good. At least I got my stop. So, but I think we're gonna test that gap. So I'm gonna let it pop down and test that gap. We're just getting right to the edge of it, like we're entering it. But I guarantee it's got to enter that gap. I don't see it not entering that gap. It's going to test it. I'm close to a stop out here, but come on, you got to keep testing that gap. You got to test it more than that. Usually these things will test the gap about halfway, but we'll see. It's slowing down, so might it's either going to be a quick dump or it'll be something coming back up. Wants to respect that. There we go. Okay, now we're good.
Order filled.
Okay, so it did test the gap. We got to our $400 mark. That oh, look at that, it's going even more. I knew it wanted to test that gap more, but that's okay. We're okay. We're pretty good on both of those. So, all right, all in all, pretty good days. I'm going to just leave it there. We've got I don't know how I do this. Oh, here, let me do this. I'll take a screenshot. How about that? I don't know where I paste that, but okay. So let me see. Well, can I paste something here? No. What can I do here? Keep drawing. Oh, paste. Oh, it did paste it. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Cool. All right, guys. So, ooh, there it is right there. Let me move this over here. There we go. We can see there's the profit on the two trades. They're pretty close. Both of them I took as shorts, and both of them successful. I took one that was a short down through here on this break of structure, and then I took, once we broke through this support level, I took again, and we watched that dance down into this value gap, which I was sure it was going to test. Wasn't sure how far it was going to go. So usually $400 is my safety mark, and I'm going to learn about how to work these better with my risk to reward. I know all of you gurus out there screaming at me right now. You know, shouldn't be watching my P&L, shouldn't be doing that. But the thing is, I know how to do this. I know how to be able to scalp some dollars, and even though I'm capping my wins right now, I think I need to gain a little more confidence and experience in seeing how these winners can run a little bit more. Or maybe my game is just a scalping game. Honestly, I don't know. This is my 90th official trading day since I started posting my trades on YouTube. I have been doing it a little longer than that, and I'm actually going to do a video probably later today on exactly what my 90-day journey has been like. Just a quick summary: I have actually gotten to a place where I've been profitable. I've been able to take payouts. Good Lord, those dogs. I have been able to take payouts, and I did have a streak there for about 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks, where almost 5 weeks, where I took almost $5,000 in payouts. So, you know, I had a system that I thought was working. As soon as I was trying to scale it up and be a little more obedient to to the main process that I learned, I seem to be having a harder time managing that one. And I ended up blowing a ton of accounts. So really, you know, I got to go back to what's worked for me, and I know it's completely against all the typical trader rules that you hear out there from all the gurus. So, you know, don't feel like my what's worked for me, or at least what seems to have worked for me, is even remotely an idea that anybody should be pursuing. Because to tell you the truth, who knows? I could be wrong and I could get smoked again. All I know is I had 5 weeks of consistent profit week in, week out. Started with my first payout, $900. Started with my second payout, $1,500, which is the max, by the way, max payout I was allowed to take on those accounts. Third payout, $1,500. Fourth payout, $1,500. Now, it was a 90-10 split, so the actual money I got deposited into my account was what, $810, and then on the $1,500 ones, I think it comes out to like $1,350 after you factor in the split. Um, so, all things what they are, um, actual money in my bank account, spendable towards, you know, whatever it is I wanted to spend it on, bills and, bling or whatever. Bills or bling. For me, it's bills. I'm not a bling guy. Um, oh, good God, those dogs. So, for me, that's been my journey. That's been what's been proven to give me some payouts. It's only when I deviated from that and tried to get bigger, stronger wins, when I tried to take bigger profit ratios. I'm sure I can learn how to let winners run and cap losers. That's ultimately what the lesson needs to be. But I got to tell you, taking my quick scalps, I just seem to have an intuition for it, and I'm sure the gravy train runs out at some point. Obviously I did that 4 week run, and then I don't know. It's only when I started trying to incorporate multiple accounts and try to stack accounts that I ended up with a different mindset in the way that I wanted to approach it. And maybe it was too much too soon. Um, but ultimately, um, I had a strategy that when I stayed really, really disciplined to it, it paid me 5 weeks in a row, or well, 5 weeks in a row, four payouts, because there's like a gap of time in between as you build. It's the rules of the prop firms. I can explain exactly how that is. I'll do that in the other video. Um, but for now, you know, I'm 395 and $345 up. So right now we're seeing some consolidating. Um, so we will, man, oh man. Well, that's on the 1 minute. Let's see what the 5 minute looks like on NASDAQ, because I'm sure it's ugly right now. Yeah, it's not pretty. I mean, look at that. It's not a very pretty grouping at the moment. But it does look pretty standard, though, if you think about it. There's your range, comes down into about equilibrium, and then begins to push back up. So, boys and girls, this could be a positive push here. And I think we're not looking at the same over here on S&P. It's a little different over there. We haven't even inverse this gap right here. Still struggling to do that. So, and I think that could be part of what's keeping NASDAQ from really doing more. We've already got our liquidity here. Well, maybe we get it on this one. That was a quick jump right there. Anyway, I'm sticking with my wins for now. This has been what's worked for me. I'll I'll pull up everything else and get back with y'all after. All right, y'all. You have a good one. Trade well, make some money. All right. God bless.